Hi, everyone. It's me again, Sharon from Unmasking the Spin. Welcome. Um, so I felt it is super important to post this video that I'm about to, and I hope it gets around. I know I'm new to this, so I don't know how much exposure it's going to get. But whoever does see it, first listen to the truth. This is a video that was posted a couple of years ago. It was done, a couple of years ago, and it was a person by the name of Imam Tawhidi, who's a Muslim, and he sat down with our favorite, Miss Candace Owens, and pay attention to what he tells her, pay attention to her responses, and how different, aside from her responses and her beliefs, how she completely made a 180 these days, but just her demeanor and the way she looks, she just is more like, back then she was calmer. She just was nicer, had this, like, how do I say, like, just gave good energy, good vibes. Like today when you listen to her, she's just downright evil, just mean. She's angry. Even if she's right, wrong, she just, like, there's a way about her now that's just very off-putting and difficult to listen to. But this is out of the words of an imam, the words of out of a Muslim, and he explains the history. And I want you guys to listen. So this was posted by PragerU. And this was when she worked at PragerU. So I'm going to share my screen. Give me a second, guys.
Correct. And you cannot remove Islam from Judaism. Judaism is the foundation. The Kaaba, the black cube that the Muslims pray to in Mecca and circulate around, the Kaaba was built by Abraham.
Right.
Abraham is a Jewish prophet.
So where does this, I guess what I'm trying to ask is that I think it would be fair to say that there is hostility between Muslims and Jews. Is that a fair statement to make?
More than hostility, there's war.
Yeah, okay, great. I want to try to hear carefully so I don't get myself in too much trouble. So where does that come from? Because from my understanding, it's in the textbooks that Islamics follow, right? It's in the textbooks that they should be hostile towards Jews. Is that correct?
They must and obliged to be hostile towards Jews. But
so do you see it's a bit paradoxical to then say that, well, we got this from the Torah, but we're hostile towards Jews. So just can we make sense of that?
Yes, we can. Time difference. Time. If we put everything into context, it will all be clarified. I'm a Shia Muslim. Shia Muslim means the Shia regime in Iran, they're Shia Muslim. Hezbollah are Shia Muslim. I'm a Shia Muslim. They're militants, I'm not.
Okay.
So we both believe in the same God, in the same prophet, in the same foundations. One is an Islamist. They believe in violent means to spread the religion. I don't.
But how can this be? So I'm trying to grapple with this.
I just want to answer your question.
Yeah, sorry. I get so interested. Go ahead.
Your question. Before 1979, we Shia, we never had a problem with the Jewish people. No problem. You know why?
Listen to this, guys.
Because we have nothing to do with Palestine.
Right.
We Shia, our holy sites, Mecca, Medina, and what's in Iran and Iraq. We have nothing to do with Palestine.
That's correct.
Nothing to do with Palestine.
To politicize the Muslim narrative and to get the Muslim community hyped up, we said the Quds, Jerusalem is ours. But it's not. It's not ours. 1979 onwards, the war happened. The Islamic teachings can never separate themselves from the foundations of Judaism, monotheism, the belief in God, the prophets. We share so many prophets. Jesus was a Jew. Muslims love Jesus. Abraham,
remember Candace
Daniel,
Owens
Isaac,
said Jesus was not a Jew?
Name me any prophet. They're all Jewish. And they are Islam's prophets. If you deny one of them, you can't be a Muslim.
So are you saying then that this whole, the entire argument surrounding whether or not Jerusalem belongs to the Muslims or the Jews was just propaganda that was fueled after the 1979?
For the Shia side, yes.
Yes.
Shia side, yes. For the Sunni side, no. The Sunnis genuinely believe, and that's the majority. Again, the problem, Candace, with my reading is that it's the minority.
Yeah, but that is the problem. So I think it's unfair to say, well, the minority of people believe this, right? If we acknowledge that the majority of people that follow Islam believe in this sort of violent interpretation, in this anti-Semitic interpretation, right? How can we allow this to permeate into Western civilization and continue to call it the religion of peace?
Well, I don't call it a religion of peace.
You don't?
I don't.
So why do you think we do?
Because I don't know. It sounds nice.
But there has to be a better reason. No. Is it funded? Is it...
No, it's not funded. It just sounds nice. Obama says it.
Yeah.
That's it. He said it.
That's it.
There's no foundation for that whatsoever.
But how do we end it? So I told you the first time I learned about this was in a textbook in school. So my entire upbringing through the public school system, I was told to believe this, and that
did you study in Saudi Arabia?
I didn't.
It sounds like you studied.
I didn't. Just basic like I.
I just want to pause it for a second. But do you hear that what, first of all, what this amazing man is saying? Do you hear that it's all propaganda? That Jerusalem, they know Jerusalem doesn't belong to them. She knows. And she's sitting out there, just lie after lie after lie. She's causing so much division within the right-wing party. She's causing so much hatred and you know, anti-Semitism through her channel right now. Can you, someone out there, please comment, please explain to me what she's doing? She knows it. You're sitting down with the actual Muslim man who follows the religion, who is telling you what it is. And basically right now, Candace is out there and calling him a liar. And all the conversations she's had with, you know, other people from that faith, good people. That's a good man right there. If only every Muslim was like this man, the world would be a better place. You could tell from his face that it's not evil. It's not, like, seriously. And now she's going to go out there and start blaming the Jews for everything? What did we do? I'm so curious. What is it that we do that's so evil? It just does not make sense. It does not make sense. And people just, like, you know, repeat the lies, believe the lies. We're good people. We like to help each other, help others, give charity, like, do good in the world. That's what we do. I'm an American and I'm a Jew, and a proud one. I'm proud of both. And all my fellow Jewish, American, Jewish, whatever, stand up and stop being scared and stop hiding who you are. It's enough. There's no reason why we need to make excuses and you know, always beat around the bush. Be honest. Say it like it is. You know, everybody else does. Every other religion, you know, I got to tell you one thing regarding the Muslims. They are proud of who they are, at least. They're not embarrassed of their religion. They don't hide their religion. They don't make excuses for it. But we do. We do. And it's got to stop. It's got to stop. There's no excuse anymore. Because at the end of the day, it just hurts us in the end. It hurts. It really does. We need to speak the truth because we know the truth. Okay? We know our values. And this is just downright embarrassing that she has the audacity to just spew this hatred when she knows the truth. Ugh. Let me continue. Makes me so mad.
I literally remember the book that I read in 3rd grade and them telling the story of the 3 kings. And it was basically just like a soft introduction to different religions. We would all celebrate, you know, around Christmas and Hanukkah time. And we were supposed to get to know the various religions that were in the classroom. Very innocent, right? Mm-hmm. But what's incredible to me is that everything that you're telling me is new, right?
Oh,
So
wait,
if you ask
sorry,
the
I'm
average
going to
American
stop it again
to
because I have
say,
to say this before I forget. I apologize. It's going to be my last interruption like that. Well, aside from that, the comments, I have to make a comment every few minutes. Otherwise, I'm going to get copywritten or whatever, a strike. But basically, I'm trying to find the episode and I don't know if it was deleted or not. If somebody watches, my, this video and knows if they could find it or knows of it and they could send me the link, that would be awesome. Unmaskingthespin@gmail.com. It was a little bit after October 7th. Candace Owens claimed that she visited Israel and that a rabbi showed her around and he told her that no Palestinians were allowed to go to Jerusalem and no, it's completely separated. Okay. So according to Israel, they have no proof or no record that Candace Owens really went to Israel. And I've been rewatching just a couple of her episodes. And according to the way she's speaking, I don't believe, in my opinion, that she was there at all. I want to see proof that she was there, because if she was there, there is no way in hell that a rabbi would say that to her, because he'd be lying. My sister lives in Israel, and the next time I speak to her, I'm going to tell her to go to Jerusalem for me and video where the shopping areas are, so you guys can see on video how many Palestinians work in the heart of Jerusalem. It is total bullshit. No one in Israel is allowed where they live. If anybody went there that is Jewish, they would not come out alive. But if anybody from their side came on our side, nothing would happen. Okay? And that's the honest truth. And I'm going to ask my sister to take a video of that just so you can see. But I don't believe Candace Owens visited Israel, because she really didn't really speak about Israel so much. And Israel, has proof of every single person that has comes in and comes out. And there's no record of her visiting Israel. So I call bluff on that. Bluff, Candace Owens. Let's continue.
Do you know this about the Quran? Do you know this about the Hadith? Am I saying that correct? About the Hadith, they don't. We're largely ignorant about it. And yet, the second anything happens that is extremist or anything that's radical, the first thing that comes out of the mouths of every single person is that it's a religion of peace. And there's almost this sadness, and that not the same sadness and sympathy that is given to Christians.
No.
So why is
nowhere
that?
near. Largely because of the left and their agenda.
What is their agenda?
Their agenda is power. This is what it is. They don't care about any human being, any life. I have published a picture in my book of my uncle that was killed, burnt alive by ISIS. Why? Because...
Oh, I said, wow.
No, and why? Because the left funded ISIS. They did. And they've always done. The global movement of the leftists, the elite left, not only Hillary and Obama, the elite left have always been supportive of rebels to bring down governments and put their own socialist, globalist movement.
That is true. That is 100% true.
They want power.
Right.
And whenever something happens, the left and the extremists, and we have to speak about their unity, the left and the extremists unite to bring down characters.
Do you worry about your safety?
Of course I worry.
You worry about your safety?
I have a scar over here, look. A scar from all the attacks. My book, I've written about the struggles, my home being raided, my car being vandalized with machetes. I get punched in the face. All you have to do, Tawhidi attacked on Google. They come out. Look, Islam can never, ever, ever be reformed. Muslim individuals can. Islam as a religion cannot, because very logically, religion, according to Muslims, is the word of God. It came from God. No Muslim will leave what they believe to be the word of God and follow the word of Imam Tawhidi or the word of man. That's man-made.
Right.
Excuse me, that's man-made. And if it's man-made, then it's not what God wants. They want
How more
what is God's
explicit
law,
could this
not
guy
what
get?
could be God's law. Two different issues. You're telling someone to completely convert. Reform is a conversion. Might as well go become a Jew or a Christian. Then never, never, ever. I say to the Muslim, let's be realistic. We have two readings of Islam and the Prophet Muhammad. Why go for the violent one? Why not read the minority teachings? That's what I say. The minority also, they also have problems. But you know, they can be amended like how every other religion managed to amend the violent issues. It's on that level.
Right.
The bridges that I'm building with the Jewish community, with the Christian community, this keeps me going. Of course, you know, my transition wasn't as easy as many people would think. I had to go through a very lonely and quiet and long period of my time where I had to somehow detach myself away from the indoctrination of the clerics and the training and everything. Even at times, because you know I was trained to shoot, and at times when I go to the shooting range, I remember when I was a young boy how I would hold it, and these things, they bring back memories.
Who trained you to shoot?
When I was in Iran.
Okay.
And there's a video of me shooting. In fact, you might want to insert it.
Right.
I'm a really good shooter, and thanks to the regime and their people.
And you said that you used to be an extremist.
Fundamental. I would never speak to you 6 years ago.
Wow.
You would. Oh, no, this is treason. I would have never come here 6 years ago.
This part.
Yeah. But you did talk to me a little about before we got live. You said that you used to be an extremist and you were married and you got divorced, and you take full credit for the divorce because of your extreme views. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yes, I was married to a wonderful
we could stop now.
woman who was
just
raised
wanted to,
in a fundamentalist society.
If anybody wants to watch the rest of this video, I will put a link on the description below. But I'm telling you, I am telling you, it angers me. Sorry, give me a second. It angers me so much now to see Candace and the way she is, and the lies that are coming out of her mouth, which is the reason that it's so important to do your research. And always look at both sides, you know? Anytime even though, I'm on the right, but just because of just everything, even that's going on the right side, I have to look everything up a million times before I come to a conclusion, because you just never know who's lying to you anymore. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that. And again, I'll leave the link to the video in the description below so you can watch it for yourself. And the same with Tucker. If you look at Tucker and search Tucker, a couple of years ago, same shift. It's scary. It's scary. And now Tucker, every single video, everything is about Israel. When you're so obsessed about this one little tiny country the size of New Jersey, something's wrong, and something doesn't make sense. Something doesn't make sense. Everything always comes back to the Jew, for whatever reason. I personally think it's jealousy. But, sorry, that's just the truth. The truth is the truth, and I am not going to lie or make up stuff or, whatever. I don't care. It is the truth. People that hate us so much, it's because they envy and they are jealous, and that is the truth. Like it, don't like it. That's it. That's plain and simple. The amount of jobs and money and that us Jewish Americans have contributed to society, it's endless. And it's just sad when you have so many people out there just turning for no reason. And Candace constantly, and now this other chick that I just started watching her, what she says, Anna Kasparian. What a dumb idiot. She knows nothing about Israel. Oh, Netanyahu is an evil person. Why? Because he's protecting the country? Why is he evil? Why? I need to understand why he is evil. Because we were attacked on October 7th? So what are we supposed to do? Sit idly by and do nothing? What is he supposed to do? What if it was your kid that was kidnapped or murdered or raped or put in an oven? What would you guys do? What would you do, Anna Kasparian or Miss Candace Owens? You've got kids. What would you do, Tucker? You would say, oh no, let me worry about it. How many people are sitting in that building, or how many? You'd annihilate them. And you wouldn't stop until you got your kid back, dead or alive. You wouldn't worry about civilian casualties. Not like Israel has. It's just so tiring. And Megyn Kelly, just one thing about her. I love her. I've been watching her since day one. But the one thing that irks me is that she refuses to call Tucker and Candace out. She's such a Zionist, she claims, right? Now, I'm curious, what if Tucker one day came out and said that he believes in men competing in women's sports, and he's going to advocate for it? Because I'm saying this only because Megyn Kelly is so against that. That's one of her main issues that was, and she advocated for Title for Title IX to be gone and all that. Would she call Tucker out, or would she, be okay with what he says? Well, it's the same thing. You haven't watched his episodes. You haven't watched Candace's episodes because she claims she's like, they're not anti-Semitic. They haven't said anything crazy. Go watch their episodes, because it is your duty to call them out. If they're lying, and if you claim to be, a Zionist, whatever that means to you people anymore. Anyway, and just for your information, a Zionist just means that Jews are entitled to a state. Not what Candace Owens says. 95% of Jews are Zionists, myself included. There's nothing bad about that. No evil in it. Don't want to hurt anybody, okay? So, just saying. Anyway, I'll catch you next time. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a good night.